My whole life was completely transformed. And I went through just astounding kind of self-questioning and grief and self-flagellation and all, and the constant asking why, which is not the right question, but I didn't know that at the time. And in the midst of all this, now to answer the question, this is all important now. In the midst of the early parts of the crisis, right after my ex-husband had walked out, I couldn't sleep. Everyone listening to this podcast who's endured a crucible moment knows what I'm talking about. And so I would go to sleep and wake up at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Well, there's not much on television. You can't really vacuum at 2 a.m. And one night, in the midst of the existential wanderings I was doing metaphorically, I picked up a book of Lincoln's writings, a modern library edition of Lincoln's writings. I never read much Lincoln. I was trained as a European historian. And I started reading Warwick at the very back of the book. So this would be the second inaugural, and that's one speech after that and some memos and some letters and reading backwards into time. So, and the more I read, the more I realized, and this took about 3 days. I'm reading a couple hours each night. I remember sitting, my spaniels are on the bed, and I said, "You think you have problems, Miss Nancy? Mr. Lincoln had it a lot worse.